What is going on, Instacart shoppers? After I did the last video, I just needed to take a break. It was good that I did because I was able to kind of jump outside myself a little bit and look at the situation with Instacart and still trying to make my financial goals every day with Instacart alone. And trying to make the hourly wage that I go for, because I don't care about size of anything unless it's just too small, but I don't care about size. I care about hourly wage, okay? That's what I'm going for. I'm going for $30 or more per hour. So using certain rules in Instacart used to work great. The dollar per item, sometimes you can't get that anymore. Sometimes you have to take like $25 doubles for 40 items. And you just have to use your speed and efficiency and wherewithal of the store to get in and out of there quick, so you can get to 30 bucks an hour or 25 an hour, whatever it is, you know. So, and plus it just started getting a little bit harder to get the big batches. You're swiping against a lot of shoppers, which I don't mind, but sometimes the stores are dead that you shop at, or if they're not, you're seeing other shoppers going in and they're new shoppers or whatever the reason. It just gets a little bit like, oh man, I'm gonna have to move around to get some gigs here. So you start moving around, and you're wasting gas or whatever, you're wasting battery charge, whatever it is. And it just becomes, it becomes not a fun game anymore. You know, it's still a game where you play the video game and you run it up to your financial goal. But my goal used to be 300. And so I would try to get a little over that to cover my charge. Then the goal started coming down to where I was like, all right, let's set it at 225 a day and try to do that average, because my goal is an average I want every day. I don't want unicorn days. I don't care about those. They're going to happen. They're going to be averaged out by bad days. You know, $400 days are going to get averaged out by $150 days, where you're out the same amount of hours, but you're not making as much. You're making half as much or even less. So I got tired of that. I was still making the 225 a day, but I had to stay out. It was a grind. And so when I was doing the videos, because I was going for the $75,000 challenge, which I will do the video for, and I want to know if I made it. I don't know. I think I came close. I did have to take a week off last week because I got the flu. And so it took out the last week of October. But I always plan on 50 weeks a year and 2 weeks off. So this week I was sick. I was able to see a solution by, again, multi-apping. And now I've been able to move my daily financial goal back up to 330, okay? Because 330 after charge, about $15, let's figure 20, takes me down to 310 for the day, 6 days a week. You add the numbers, they're easy. But that's the goal, 330. I'll take 300. A slow day, 275, but usually not, because at the end of the day, if you're at 275, it doesn't take much to run it up. With Instacart, you're going to be out late in the dark doing groceries and finding. But with Uber and Lyft, now the way I found it was you have to be a rideshare driver. Okay, this is doing rideshare, so I'm going to show you the results from what I did yesterday. $361. Okay, it was using 3 apps: Uber, Lyft, and Instacart. Now, I don't use Instacart anymore as my full-time bread and butter like I did for the past year, just because the problems with Instacart is they don't offer incentives. They don't, and what I mean by that is Uber and Lyft offer incentives like do 3 rides in the next hour, we'll give you 15 bucks. So if you do 3 $7 rides plus 15, that's not bad money for an hour. Okay, remember, we're going for hourly wage. Uber does that too. Streak bonuses, do 60 rides, we'll give you an extra 60 bucks. Whatever it is, you know. And if you look at it the wrong way, it's going to look like, man, it's a lot of driving just for an extra $60. But if you do this right, I'm going to show you how you can consistently. Now, you know me, if you know anything about this channel, any results that I put up are about consistency. I'm not going to show you, I've done videos on unicorn days, but most of my videos are on consistent days. This is what I want to make every single day on average consistently. And I found a way to do it with rideshare. And I know a lot of you can do this. It's not hard to do. You do have to have the right kind of car. You can't do it with a gas car. You have to do it with an electric. It does help to have sort of a classy electric car because you can offer more expensive rides. Plus, the car becomes a conversation piece, which gets you more tips. You're going to see in these results, almost half give tips after I drop them off. Okay, so if you do this job right, it's super easy, it's super fun. Yes, you're going to put miles on your car. Yes, charges on that battery. Okay, but if you do the numbers on a car like a Tesla, and Tesla is a pretty good car for doing rideshare. A lot of people use them. If you do the numbers, you'll find out that it's to your advantage in a lot of ways. That's a whole nother video, but I'm just telling you that, yes, you're going to put the miles on your car, but it's not a regular car. You're driving a Tesla. You're driving an electric car, even if it's not a Tesla. That's a whole nother video, but believe me, you can only do it in an electric car. And another problem with Instacart that I didn't like was the job drama. When you work the same stores every day in the same area, you're going to run into other shoppers. You're going to run into a lot of employees that you keep seeing over and over again. Some are not going to like you just because you're an Instacarter. Sorry, it's just the way it is. Sorry, you can deal with it. Okay, get over it. I did. Okay. Other Instacarters not liking you or whatever. I don't care. It has nothing to do with my life, my daily income, which I have a goal. I got tired of that drama. And then I was like, nah, I'm good. That's why I've been a musician all my life. That's basically an independent contractor. I contract my services for my price. Okay, you're doing the same thing here. I've never had a job in my life. Last job I had was McDonald's when I was 17. That's it. I did that for 2 weeks and I went, you're controlling my income and this is what my life is? Nah, I'm done. I'm done. I could do other stuff and have more fun at it, and I did. And then in 2020, the pandemic hit, and I started doing rideshare and started doing food delivery. But these apps it's just a little video game. Once you figure out how to do it, you're going to make this money, and it's not hard to do. Let me show you the results. Before I do, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button so this video goes around, because a lot of people don't know how to do rideshare. If you do what everybody else does, same with Instacart, if you do what everybody else does, you're going to get the same results with the same frustrations and all the same problems. You have to do it right so you enjoy it and you make the money and you choose the jobs that get you the hourly wage that you're trying to accomplish. Okay, it's an hourly wage. If I stay out for 10 hours, I want $30 an hour. You add it up, okay? And I use about $15 to $20 in charge for the battery for the Tesla. You got to go electric. Before I show you the results, I'm going to tell you the formula for doing this so you don't end up doing a whole bunch of rides and not making the money that you want to make, okay? The way it's done is the same formula as Instacart. You're going for the hourly wage, right? And you have to go to certain areas to start off your day, which are upscale areas. Doesn't have to be totally upscale, $1 million houses where the rides are going to have, where they're going to have zones where there's surges and bonuses all the time. They're going to have those in the low tipping areas, but you don't want to do it in high traffic areas because you have to know your city is to know your traffic is to know your time. Okay, traffic is time in this business. And you must be far from the airport. Get away from the airport because you can build up to $150 by noon, right? And if you're far away from the airport in an upscale neighborhood, I guarantee every day there's going to be people going to the airport. whether it's the one in Burbank or LAX. I'm in California. So every day. And when they come in, if you the farther away you are, more expensive the ride. Up to Ventura County and somebody's going to LAX, it's going to be $100 ride. And you've already built up 150 up to noon, just giving small rides around Ventura County. I'm just naming one county. You can do this in any county. Just get away from the airport. Don't do what the other drivers are doing. You do what they're doing, you're going to get their results. And you're going to have their frustrations, waiting in the long queue and waiting for rides and going to concerts where there's so much of a chance of you getting bumped or in an accident or anything, or just clowns getting in your car, scratching the door, doing all that dumb stuff. You know, if you want to do that and follow what the app's telling you, because they want to get the rides done, you're going to get those results. Okay, I'm showing you a different way to do it so you can do it, have more fun at it, and make better money than a lot of them. Now, the results that I'm showing you are from October 31st. So I was out at 5 in the morning. I started at 5 in the morning. I was doing some Uber Eats, and then I caught a couple rides. Then I caught a really nice ride down to the airport, but it was still really early, but we still hit a lot of traffic. But I worked my way all the way back up to my area through rides, took a batch, and then at 6 o'clock, went trick-or-treating with my daughter for 2 hours. Now, she lives an hour away from where I live, okay? After trick-or-treating, it was 8 o'clock. I headed home, picked up a ride, then I picked up an Uber Eats, then I picked up a ride going right near my house. It just works out. You see what I'm saying? I was home by 9 or 10, but I knew I was going to take today off to do these videos. So I went to bed around midnight. So I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. So let's take a look at the results. Okay, so as you can see, I made $225.18 on Uber. I was active for 4 hours and 16 minutes. I took 6 trips, but I keep the app on all the time. See, that's why the online hours is 10 hours, because I keep the app on. I'm trying to wait for the good rides, and I got them. I got a nice tip on that airport ride. Now, Lyft does not show me the active hours. They only show me the online hours, so you can't use these numbers, because if you do, it turns out as $18.50 per hour, and I would never work for that low of wage. You can see I did 9 rides, and look, half of them tipped. Almost half of them tipped after the ride was over. And then I took a batch during the day. I was in between rides, and this batch came up. I was right by the store. It's a $25 double for about 20 items. And so I took it. It took me about 55 minutes to do the whole thing. So there it is. Again, $25 an hour, $28 an hour, $30 an hour. That's what I'm going for. So you just have to pick the batches correctly, and you'll win every time. So there it is, my friends. I'm going to do some more videos and start doing some videos on how to really do this, because it's way, way easier than doing Instacart full time. And you can make more money, but there are some tools of the trade that you have to have. You have to have that electric car, and you have to do rideshare. So you have to kind of be a people person. You don't have to talk to everybody. And, if you want, I'll do a video on how I approach every customer and how to talk to them and how to open conversation with people so that they feel comfortable talking to you and they don't feel like, this guy's just trying to make conversation. You don't want to do that. You're just trying to enjoy your life and talk in regular conversation like you were sitting next to them in a restaurant or something like that, waiting for a table or something like that. So, but that's it, $361 and some change. And this is on a daily. This is consistent. Now, I want you guys to be consistent, because you can. You don't have to have these fluctuations where you make $90 one day and $200 the next and $250 one day and then $150 the next. You don't have to have that. I was starting to have that in Instacart. As you can see through the videos, it was starting to happen like that. I was starting to get frustrated. You start coming up with theories and, Wednesdays are usually slow, and the very next Wednesday, you have a $350 day. So it doesn't, the problem with Instacart, as I mentioned before, no incentives. You want to get those small batches done. I don't mind doing them, but I'm not going to do them for pennies. And I'm not going to do them for a Prop 22 kick. Sorry. I want money. I want an incentive. You know, I'll do 3 $7 batches for $15 extra. For $10 extra, it's 21 plus 10. It's 31 an hour. Come on, Instacart, get with it. I still love you, but if you start giving incentives, it's going to be a lot easier to get those batches done that sit in the queue because nobody wants to do them because when they click in, it says no tip. Go where the money is, people. Anyway, you know I'm going to finish you out with a guitar lick that you haven't seen. So here it is. Instacarters, make the change. Make the shift to rideshare. I'm telling you, the money's going to be easier. The stress is going to be less. Get to talk to people. Everybody's got a story and it's interesting. Believe me, if you're not a rideshare driver, then it's not going to work for you. But if you are, try it. And in between rides, keep Instacart open. You'll pick up those big batches and you'll be able to do it. Anyway, good luck to everybody. If you have any comments or questions about it, just leave them in the comments. You know, you guys know I answer everything. So if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments. All right, peace. Chicken, the chicken would sound like this. Good luck to everybody. If you have any questions, put them in the comment. Good luck. Go make that money.